seen. Like as this surah is revealed in Makkah, or that surah is revealed in Medina, that is wrong. Whatsoever revealed before Hijrah to Medina, that's called Makki. And whatsoever he received after migration to Medina, that is called Madani. Then Madameen and subject-wise, in Makki surah mostly, there is the da'wah towards Tawheed and Aqidah. And number two, as this da'wah towards Tawheed was a challenge to the wrong culture which is called Shirk. Shirk is not a deen, that's a culture. As in Holy Quran in most than one places, or in more than one places, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ, when it is said to them, that what is the background of this so-called religion or concept of yours? So they say, هَذَا مَا وَجَدْنَا عَلَيْهِ آبَاءَنَا. We do not know much more about this. But this is the practice and the culture of our forefathers. We have seen our elders, they were doing the same. وَإِنَّ عَلَىٰ آثَارِهِمْ مُقْتَدُونَ. We are following their footsteps. وَإِنَّ عَلَىٰ آثَارِهِمْ مُهْتَدُونَ. We are looking guidance in their footsteps. So number two, that when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam started calling them towards Tawheed, it was a challenge to their so-called concept. And something which is going on in a community for centuries. So that is inscribed on their genes, that is inscribed on their cells, and something which is engraved on cells, that becomes a part of their nature. And when you will challenge the nature, a reaction will come therefrom. And thus, they were showing a blunt reaction to the da'wat of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And as you know, my respected brothers, that when you want to counter someone, so then you have to propagate against him and to call him names. So they started calling Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam names, that he is a poet, he is a soothsayer, he is a magician, he is a sorcerer, he has been bewitched, he is learning it from Bal'am al-Qaim al-Nasrani. And then he relate the same to the people. So my dear respected brothers, that is point number two. Now when the reaction was coming therefrom, so Sahaba Rizwanullah alayhim ajma'in, or some of them, they used to ask Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, should we retaliate? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, no. Be strict to your own job which is called towards Allah. And as far as the torture from their side is concerned, so show patience and stability. Because the word sabr and istiqama is mentioned here in the ayat of Holy Quran. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal rahmatullahi alayhi says, كل صبر في القرآن فهي الاستقامة. Wherever the word sabr is mentioned in Quran, means patience. But he says it means stability. But Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi says, إن الصبر والاستقامة متلازمان. That sabr and istiqamat are patience and stability. These are interlinked and interconnected. They both come together and go together. So if somebody is patient, for sure he is a stable guy. If somebody is stable, for sure he is a patient guy. You cannot separate these two qualities from one another. We cannot say, we will never see that a person is patient but he is not stable, or a person is stable or he is not patient. So the best interpretation is given by Imam Azam rahimahullah, that inna sabra wal istiqamata mutalaziman. They are interlinked, they are interconnected. So that was the case of Makki surahs. And as far as the Madani surahs are concerned, so there, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he established an Islamic state which was on 276 square miles. And as you know, a state, it needs nizam and system. Number one, but to stabilize a state, to run smoothly, you are in need of a reformed society. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam simultaneously, he was working on state system and he was working on society. So how you can reform the society? Because in society there will be people having different nature. There will be people, they will be coming from different caste and colors. There will be people, they will be having even different beliefs. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, for that society or that state, he gave them a constitution. Usually we call it Misaq Medina or the Pact of Medina. And as you know, that constitution of a country is a social contract between authority, being the government or state, and between the general public. That is commonly known. So as I mentioned, that community, that will be consist of different type of ideologies and different type of people. So you have to convince them to agree upon. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, there in that constitution, and one of my book on Seerat Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I have mentioned there that this constitution is consisting of 73 articles, but there is a specific chapter in that constitution or that pact which is related to non-Muslim citizens of Islamic State. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, فَإِنَّ الْيَهُودَ مَعَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ أُمَّةٌ وَاحِدَةٌ, that the Jews living in the state of Medina, three famous tribes were living there, Banu Qaynuqa, Banu Nadir, and Banu Qurayza. There was a small fourth one which is called Banu Bahdal, but mostly the historians and the Seerah writers, they do not mention Banu Bahdal. They are mentioning only these three tribes of Jews, and they had their fortresses type of towns, and they were not living together with the Muslims in Medina, but their towns were in the surrounding of Medina. Like Banu Qurayza, they were close to Quba, while Banu Nadir and Banu Qaynuqa, they were living in that area which is nowadays the airport of Medina. So my dear respected brothers, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he wrote a specific chapter regarding Jews, that what are their rights and what are their duties. So as you are the citizen of a state, so your duty is to be loyal to Medina. But unfortunately, from day one they were busy making conspiracies against the state, and not only against the state, against the head of the state, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was giving them warning. So anyhow, coming back to the basic point, I recited the ayat of Surah Al-Mu'minun. What is mentioned here in these ayat, inshallah sometime later, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. والصلاة والسلام على رسول محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم ربنا ارحمنا بالقرآن العظيم، اللهم ذكرنا من القرآن ما نسينا، وعلمنا منه ما جهلنا، واذكرنا تلاوته آناء الليل وآناء النهار. اللهم ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان، ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين وصلى الله تعالى على سيدنا